and welcome to the Crooked Letter Sports Podcast, the show about Mississippi sports and the folks who play them. I'm Tyler Cleveland from Scorebook Live, Mississippi, joined as always by my best friend and co-host, Rick Cleveland of Mississippi Today fame. Dad, how was your weekend?
My weekend's fine. Had an interesting weekend, to say the least.
And I want to hear all about it, and so do our listeners. We're going to get
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Rick judged the Miss Hospitality contest down in Hattiesburg after an extensive list of other people turned them down to do it, supposedly. They got Rick in there, and I'm proud to say, although I wasn't able to attend, that you did not get canceled, and it sounded like everything went well.
Yeah, it was an experience, I'll say that much. It was I had a good time. I was with good people. I actually had the young lady who won. It was my one that I had picked. So,
okay, all right.
Yeah, so I mean, I must know what I'm doing.
Clearly.
Congratulations to Miss Winston County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can start your second career as a pageant judge.
I think I may not be a great sports writer, but I'm probably better at sports writing than I am at judging beauty pageants.
I can only imagine. Well, it was a big weekend sports-wise in Mississippi, especially for this time of year when news seems to be so slow and speculation seems to run so high. But we got some results in the form of the Major League Baseball draft, where just the Jackson metro area had two products taken in the first 12 picks. Our buddy Connor Griffin, who was on the show with us last week, of course, went 9th overall to the Pirates. Any thoughts on him and his fit there? I mean, he seemed pretty happy Sunday night.
Well, I got lots of thoughts, but the second guy you're talking about is Braden Montgomery, who played at Madison Central and then played at Stanford and Texas A&M. Went 12th to the Red Sox, despite a season-ending ankle injury that will delay the start of his professional baseball, which just goes to show his long-term potential.
Yeah. Also, with the nature of his injury is one that should heal 100%. It's not one of those things where it's like we don't know if he'll be the same. Like if they get the kid they saw prior to the injury, then they're getting a great baseball player,
and they will. And he's a known commodity. I mean, he's the real deal. And the minute I heard that the Red Sox took him, my thought was that as tall and lean and everything and flexible as he is, from the batter's box, from the left-hander's batter's box, he can just about reach out and touch the pesky pole in right field. That's about how far away it is. I mean, it's going to look really inviting to him.
Yeah. Well, he's only grown as a hitter, and I just, can't wait to see what he can do at that level.
And if hitting for some reason doesn't work out, he can always pitch.
He can fall back on it. I mean, I know he didn't do a lot of it in college, but I'm telling you, at least at the high school level, he was as dominant as I have seen. And
the same thing goes for Connor Griffin, who the Pirates took with the 9th pick of the draft. And I was there at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame where they had their draft reception party, and it was neat to see. It was also kind of neat to know a little bit about what was going on behind the scenes, because between every pick, first pick, second pick, third pick, he and his dad would go into another room and take a phone call from the agent, because there was negotiations going on between every pick.
Yeah.
He had a team, and I'm kind of sworn to secrecy, who much earlier, the 9th, called and said, "We'll take him if he'll take this much money." Mm-hmm. And they said no. They tried to lowball him, and they said no. Tyler, I still, the Pirates took him. I think their target is what they're hoping to get is somewhere around $7 million. If they don't get that, LSU's still an option.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the right way to do it. I mean, you wouldn't want to take less money to be 2 picks higher or 3 picks higher, whatever it is, because, 10 years from now, it ain't going to matter.
Where you went in the draft doesn't matter at all, but that initial money matters a lot. So many factors involved, and one that I hadn't even thought of is that his first place where he draws a paycheck is going to be Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah.
That's a no state income tax state.
Well, there
I mean,
you go.
that's one reason why the Pirates is very, are very intriguing.
Yes, right. It's an attractive option.
Yeah, it's an attractive option. And they are a really good young team. They're 500 at the All-Star break, which is, you consider where they were last year, the year before that, and the year before that. They've come a long way. They've got the best young pitcher in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never been to that ballpark.
I never have. I know it's beautiful.
It is a gorgeous ballpark in a wonderful part of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And the football stadium's right next door to it. The river runs right by it.
Well, I know baseball is a fickle thing. I mean, that it may be the perfect setup for him, and he may end up, never playing a game in a Pirates jersey. It's just the nature of the business. You don't know what's going to happen between now and then. You'd think if they invested in him that they would want him to develop him and have him be a player for him. But, just the wheeling and dealing that goes on in Major League Baseball is there's no other – I don't think there's any other sport like it where players get traded as much.
There's certainly no other sport where the transitioning from college baseball to professional baseball is so much different. All the stuff I was talking about behind the scenes of the draft. But can you imagine being a college coach right now?
No, I don't. I can't.
I mean, you're worried about where your players that you already have are going to get drafted. You're worried about where the people you sign are going to get drafted. I mean, State, Ole Miss, Southern are all going to lose players that haven't even gotten to campus yet because of the Major League Draft.
Well, the way that it's set up now, I think it kind of resembles Major League Baseball in a way, in a sense that you are kind of constrained by your payroll, if that makes sense. I mean, there are small market teams and there are big market teams, and they're going to be spenders, and there's going to be teams that are kind of towing the line. What I was getting at with the Pirates is I hope that they just continue to move up the list of, if that's where Connor's going to play, I hope that they continue to move up the list of spenders, if that makes sense, to get to a point where they can hold on to some of these players you're talking about, like Skeens and some of their other really young talent, which now includes Connor Griffin, who hopefully when he gets to that first big time payday is still healthy and can bring home even more money to the
Well, Tyler, I wanted to talk a little bit about the celebration that they had at the Hall of Fame, which was really kind of cool. It was, first of all, what a great place to have that. You got him with his family seated in a couch in front of the big TVs, and then behind him were all his teammates from Jackson Prep, coaches, stuff like that. And I'm standing behind the cameras that are looking right, and I'm looking right at them. And just the expressions on their faces and the silent.
Oh, a photographer's dream, I would imagine.
It was just so. And the minute that his name flashed, you couldn't even hear the TVs because of the noise that they had. And he and his father jumping up off the couch, and it was a moment.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I mean, you go back to when you were a kid and I'm hitting balls to you and playing catch.
We had a moment like that when I would catch one.
Yeah, every once in a while you catch one. Oh, man. But, they put a lot of hours and a lot of hard work and a lot of love into it, and then it happened.
Yeah, we just did the love part. It was the hard work. Just, I don't know. It just never. My name was not called again this year. You'll be remiss to know. Well, I know I'm still waiting.
It may be a little bit late now.
Well, let's not talk about that. This is we're going to bring people down this early in the morning.
The old curveball thing.
Yeah, the pitches started moving, and that was confusing. I found that to be confusing.
It was confusing to your father a few years ago, too.
Yeah, that happens. The other big news this week, obviously, the British Open. There's a lot going on over there. I see you've got your drafted team in front of you, so why don't you tell us who you've picked?
I was the last pick. We usually have 6 or 7 people. We only had 4 this week. It's vacation time everywhere. So I had the 4th pick. And Scheffler and Oberg and McIlroy were already gone, so I took DeChambeau. Right now, he's playing,
I would take DeChambeau over Rory. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just from what we've seen.
Well, my team is DeChambeau, McIntyre, Rahm, Cantlay, Harmon, the defending champion, Rose, and Jason Day. That's my team that I've got. That's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Especially if you had the last pick in the draft.
Yeah, if you can't get, Schauffele or Scheffler, I think
who's your pick?
Oh, I have no idea who's going to win this tournament. I think I haven't watched any link-style golf in a long time. I don't think it lends itself to Bryson just because of the way he obviously can hit all the shots and stuff. It's just, as you know, it's a different game over there. You got to keep the ball low and, you want it on the ground a lot. And I think that, there's some of the guys on your list I really like for that. I like the creative players in this tournament. So I like the Rahm pick, even though he's been struggling.
Here's the thing with DeChambeau. He hits it so far. I mean, just so far. And he will hit some 400-yard drives on those fairways if it stays dry. Mm-hmm. I mean, he'll hit the ball 400 yards.
No, so will Rory.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. The power players definitely have. You can hit it a long way there. What I'm saying is around the greens, I think, is where this thing gets won. And that's why I like Schauffele and Schauffele. Listen to me. Well, that's the perfect, because I was going to say Schauffele and Scheffler. I just couldn't get it out. Schauffele. That's who I like. So I think it's going to be a fun tournament. Did you see the interview with Tiger?
I did not.
Okay. He did the press conference. I want to say we're recording this on Tuesday morning, so it would have been Monday. They asked him, because apparently Colin Montgomery said something about
he should retire.
He should retire. Basically, what are we doing here? And Tiger's response was, I was having flashbacks to the glory days, because it was like, well, I'm a past champion, so I get to decide when I retire, and Colin is not. So he does not get to decide when I retire or when he retires. You know what I mean? It was like, I was like, all right. Well, maybe he's got a little edge, and he's got a little something.
Maybe they can have a little two-man bet during.
See, now that I would pay for. Like if I got to see, because I know Tiger, in all likelihood, can't compete this week. So just a one-on-one with Colin Montgomery would. I might tune into that.
With them putting up their own bread.
Yes. Put up your own money. Although
I think it would be great to watch professional golf if they were
putting up their own money.
It's like Lee Trevino said that time when they asked him about a putt being for $100,000. He said, "Man, that's easy. That's somebody else's money. What's hard is when you're playing for $10 and you got $2 in your pocket."
Yeah. Well,
I know that one.
Well, ain't nobody in this tournament got $2 in their pocket. I'll tell you that. Even the late qualifiers or whoever, the exemption or whatever, I don't care what it is. But I think that I'm excited about the tournament because I really like the link style game, and I think it favors it. Obviously, if you have power, it helps tremendously, but the creative guys also have a chance, and that's what I like the most about it.
Here's what I like the most about it. I like that when I wake up in the morning, it's happening.
It's time.
And you can turn it on and watch it.
That's right. Makes it hard to get work done in the morning on Thursday and Friday, though.
Yeah, but, work, unless there's big news happening, work can wait.
True that. What else are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, we got the SEC Media Days going on in Dallas.
Yeah, it's just odd. It's really weird.
It is really weird.
It's weird for them to be talking about Texas, and it's just the whole thing has kind of changed.
And now to talk about Texas A&M going to the Big Ten.
Well, I'm sure they're not really happy with the state of things. I think they moved mountains to get away from Texas. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I doubt they make them. I would think the financial obligations at this point would be almost insurmountable. But although apparently there's just a money printing machine out there.
Yeah, they call it black gold.
I got to get my hands on one of those things. I got to get my hands on one of those money printing machines. That would be huge for me personally. But anyway, I saw Kiffin I saw his comments. He's talking about Monty. That seemed pretty poignant, and I like all the tributes to him because it seems like he was pretty much universally loved. I never met the man myself.
I did. I covered Super Bowls where he was, his defenses were the
star of the show.
Yeah, and he was an innovator. I mean, he was that old saying that Jake Gaither, the Florida A&M coach, came up with many, many years ago is he could take his'ns and beat your'ns, or take your'ns and beat his'ns. And that was kind of the way he schemed. He came up with the Tampa 2 defense.
Yeah. Well, I know Ole Miss's defense has gotten a little bit better these past couple of years. But, I think they could have used some – I'm sure he was doing some free consulting on the side. They could use the help to match up.
I don't know how much help Pete Golding needs. I think he's pretty good at it.
Oh, yeah. But they need – I think that's – we're way too early to be talking about this, but that – I think if they can play a little defense this year, I think they could be pretty scary because the offense is pretty potent.
I think it almost sounds 1960-ish to say, but they're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league.
Yeah, it does seem kind of 1960-ish to say, especially now that they've added Texas and Oklahoma to that list. So I am excited about the season. Personally, the SEC Media Days doesn't do much for me.
Did you ever go?
I went one time. For work, and I did not. It's like you're looking for any little thing to talk about.
Excruciatingly painful and boring to cover. I'm just telling you. You got the coaches there who are the all-time experts at using a lot of words to say nothing, and then you got the players who are coached. They're coached before they come there to say nothing.
If you like college football with none of the action, with none of the action and none of the pageantry and all of the speculation, if you enjoy Wednesday mornings on sports talk radio during football season,
you'll love SEC.
You'll love the SEC Media Days. There's zero action. It's all speculation. It means nothing because even if you talk, you have a coach out there, they're expected to be the number 1 team in the entire country. They may lose 3 key players in, fall camp after SEC Media Days, and all of that was wasted time talking about that.
I probably went to 30 of them over the years, and most of those were in Birmingham. And most of them were at the Sheraton Hotel out on the Beltline, where they would turn the ballroom temperature down to 50.
Mm-hmm. Good, because it's hot as hell in Birmingham in
July.
Yeah,
but it was freezing, and you didn't pack an overcoat,
right?
And they would always run out of coffee in the first 30 minutes of the first of 8 interviews during that day.
Because everybody's trying to get all jacked up so they can talk.
Yeah, right.
So stupid. All right. Yeah. Well, I would, if nothing else, they should turn it into a golf tournament and let's see all these guys swing the golf sticks and let's just see who gets real bragging rights. At least that way we'd have some action.
Well, they always do have a golf tournament.
I want the coaches though. I want them all playing.
Well, they used to play back in the old days, but now they can't be bothered. They got to go do something, recruit.
Stay with me. We got 16 teams, right? So let's do a little elimination round robin with 1v1, 9 holes at a time. You got 4 days to do it all? I mean, come on.
The highlight usually when I was doing it was when Steve Spurrier would be at the mark.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt.
He was fabulous. He's the all-time.
So let's get together
guy.
Once a year and have Steve Spurrier pick apart everybody's team.
And he would also win the golf tournament.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe this is...
Except for when Steve Sloan was there at Vanderbilt and Ole Miss. Sloan could play.
Okay. Well, who would win now? Who you got your money on now?
Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze.
He can play.
Okay. I did not. I was not familiar with his game.
He's a scratch player. He played in the senior pro-am down at Fallen Oak and played in a played in the pro in his group, and the pro-am was Fred Couples.
Wow.
And I think Freeze beat him.
Okay.
Yeah, he can play.
Okay. Well, I did not know that. Now I know. I would think it would be somebody who has lots of time on their hands, but I guess not. Because I don't think anybody stays harder on the recruiting trail than Hugh Freeze. I was looking over Alabama's recruiting rankings. The top 5 guys in Alabama for this upcoming class, there are 3 committed to Auburn and none committed to Alabama right now. There's a couple up for grabs up there.
But Alabama's also going out to California and signing their best players, and so I mean,
Yeah, well, I'll take the best players from Alabama over the best players from California, and we'll see how that pans out in a couple of years. But
I'll take the best players from Mississippi, and
well, yeah, but we're going to win some Super Bowls with those teams, so we're not going to hold on to that. And also, just so you know, Hugh Freeze might do that also. So, well, Dad, that's about all we got. Sorry for a short show this week. Rick's got to get to the golf course for some charity event of some kind.
I got a 10 a.m. tee time, buddy.
Yeah, I know. And I've got to get to real work. So, everybody, thanks for listening this week. We'll be with you next week. Y'all have a safe one out there, and we'll talk to you then.